Today we'll discuss what is an atom. Till now you have heard about atoms, elements, molecules, compounds and all those things. That's not it. But do you know actually what an atom is? It is the smallest particle of the matter. What is that smallest particle? Suppose for an example, I take a piece of paper and I start tearing it. I make first 2 pieces, then 4 pieces, then 8 pieces. Then I go on doing this till I can tear it. I may not be able to tear it mechanically, but a time will come when you have the smallest piece of that paper. And that smallest piece, after which you cannot tear it or cannot divide it, that is known as an atom of that paper. Okay. Suppose you are building a house. What do you do first? First, you pile up the bricks, then you make the walls, then you go on doing that. So, first thing you start the house is with a brick. That's not it. The first unit of that house is brick, smallest unit. Similarly, if there is an anthill, you know anthill? What is the smallest unit of that anthill? That is a particle of sand. Okay. So, the smallest unit of matter is an atom. Suppose I consider matter that is, let me take carbon. Okay, you know carbon is a matter. The smallest particle of carbon is atom. Many atoms of carbon, they form the matter carbon. Why do we say smallest particle? And it cannot be divided further. Many of my students, they have doubt when I say they cannot be divided further. We know in the later on in higher classes or in this class also, you will learn that atoms are still divisible, means they have some other particles also, like electrons, protons, neutrons. But let me tell you one thing, children. Electrons, protons, neutrons are same in atoms of all the matters known. For example, if I talk about atom of oxygen, every atom of oxygen will have the property of oxygen only. Every atom of carbon will have the property of carbon only. This happens with the atoms, but electrons, protons, neutrons, all those constituents of atom are similar in all the atoms. Atom is the smallest unit which carry the characteristics of that particular matter. Okay. If we think about the size of atom is very small. Okay. Let me tell you, like atom of hydrogen is 0.1 nm. What is that nm? Nm is nanometer. Okay. 1 meter is equal to 10 to the power 9 nanometer. Can you imagine? Or 1 nanometer is equal to 10 to the power minus 9 meter. An atom of hydrogen is 0.1 nanometer. That is 10 to the power minus 10 meter. It's so small. Children, when I talk about the atom of hydrogen, means we are talking about the radius of the atom of hydrogen. Similarly, the size of molecule of water, that is 10 to the power minus 9. In your book, we have certain data, like molecule of hemoglobin is 10 to the power minus 8. Grain of sand, it is 10 to the power minus 4. Ant, 10 to the power minus 2. And watermelon, what is the size of a watermelon? It is 10 to the power minus 1 meter. That is 10 centimeter. The radius of watermelon is 10 centimeter. Similarly, so now you can imagine what is the size of atom when we talk about the radius of these atoms. Okay. Now, when we could know about lots of atom like elements, then we have to represent those elements to form compounds, molecules. We cannot go on writing hydrogen plus oxygen will give you water. We have to represent them. Okay. So Dalton, what he proposed, we can represent these with certain symbols. He tried with many symbols. I will show you from your book the symbols he had tried. These are the symbols he had tried. Okay, you can see the symbol for hydrogen, phosphorus, copper, gold, carbon, sulfur, lead, platina, oxygen, iron, silver, mercury. Okay. Children, when he saw this, when he found out these symbols and started working on those things, what happened? It was not feasible to write it always. So, after long debates and experimentation and this thing, certain scientists decided they can write the elements by using symbols which their first letter of the name of the element will represent the element. For example, oxygen. Oxygen, they thought of representing as O. Hydrogen, they thought of representing as H. This way they thought of doing that. Do you know, children, the elements were named after the places they were found. For example, let me tell you, copper they found in Cyprus. So they named it copper. Gold. In English, yellow color means gold. Okay. So they named that metal as gold. Similarly, there's a long history. Latin and Greek words were used for naming these elements. Children, they started naming it as hydrogen, H, oxygen, O, nitrogen, N. This step they started naming these. But the time came when, like suppose you have carbon, you have cobalt, you have calcium. All this starts with C. How to name them? It was approved by IUPAC. What is that IUPAC? International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. It approved that elements can be named by the first letter or the first two letters if they start with the same letter. For example, hydrogen, they named it as H. Nitrogen, N. Oxygen, O. But if they have carbon, cobalt, calcium, how would they name it? They took the first letter in capitals and second letter of that element in small letter. Carbon C, then came cobalt, then came calcium. Okay, aluminium. Al. Okay, first this is capital, then this is small. Argon, Ar. Arsenic, As. You have to remember many more elements also. Children, there were certain other elements like iron. Iron was denoted by Fe. The symbol for iron is Fe. Why Fe? The scientific name or the Latin name of Fe is ferrum. The Latin name for iron is ferrum. Similarly, sodium. Sodium we denote it by Na. It is natrium. Okay. The scientific name is natrium. Then suppose you have gold, Au, aurum, silver, Ag, argentinum, potassium, K, that is scalium. Okay. From their Greek or Latin name, these elements were named. They are also named by these. So, children, you can find the details in your books also. Try to remember these words and try to remember it. Now, children, let me explain you what is atomic mass. Atomic mass. Atomic mass is simply the mass of an atom. But how did they find out the mass of atom? In finding out the mass of atom, they used the law of constant proportion and law of combination. How did they do it? Suppose in case of carbon monoxide. What happens in carbon monoxide? You have carbon and you have oxygen. They could see, or on experimentation, they found out that in 7 grams of carbon monoxide, that is CO, they found it contains 3 grams of carbon and 4 grams of oxygen. Similarly, they repeated this experiment on various weights of carbon monoxide, and they found that the ratio of carbon to oxygen is 3:4. Similarly, they experimented with carbon dioxide and many other carbon compounds, and they concluded that what is the mass of carbon. By doing several experiments, they estimated masses of certain elements. They are, suppose, hydrogen. Hydrogen, the mass was estimated to be 1 AMU. What is this AMU, children? This is atomic mass unit. And later on, this atomic mass unit was written as unified unit, that is U. Hydrogen, it is 1 AMU. For carbon, it was 12 AMU. For oxygen, it was 16 AMU. For nitrogen, it was 14 AMU. For sulfur, it was 16 AMU. Children, we were discussing about the atomic mass unit of different elements. Okay, that is the atomic mass of elements. Instead of saying atomic mass unit, we can use the word U, that is the unified mass. Okay, now since we have talked about hydrogen 1 AMU, carbon 12 AMU, oxygen 16 AMU, we can just write it hydrogen as 1U or oxygen as 16U, refer to these things. Now children, we need a standard measurement for measuring this AMU, that or the unified mass U. What is the standard measurement? When we are weighing something, we compare it with 1 kilogram or 1 gram or 50 grams or 5 kilograms. We compare this. But we need a standard for comparing these atomic mass units. Previously, it was tested with the mass of oxygen. Like mass of oxygen is 16 AMU. When mass of oxygen was taken as a standard unit for measuring the mass of other elements, it was found that the masses are coming in decimals. Not actually masses, the standard is coming in decimals. Why first oxygen was chosen? Because oxygen is elements react readily with oxygen. Oxygen is easily available in nature. It's more reactive. All these reasons were taken into consideration. But later on, when they found that the standard is in decimals, it was not comfortable for the scientists to deal with that. Later on, they found carbon more suitable. Like atomic mass unit of carbon is 12. Okay. Now, the standard for measuring the atomic mass unit was taken as 1/12 of carbon. 1/12 of carbon, we know that mass of carbon is 12 AMU. Now, C12. This is one isotope of carbon. About isotopes you will learn later. This is one type of carbon with mass 12 AMU. Okay. Now, this 12 AMU of carbon was divided into 12 parts. Okay. One part of carbon was taken as a measure of standard measure for measuring the atomic masses. For example, hydrogen. Now, atomic mass of hydrogen is 1 U, which is 1/12th part of carbon. Okay, which is equal to 1/12th part of carbon. Oxygen. Oxygen, you have 16 U, or it is equal to 1/12 into 1/12 times of 16 parts of carbon. Okay. For greater clarification, let me tell you by taking an example of an watermelon. Okay. You have a watermelon. I am dividing the watermelon into 12 parts. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I have divided this watermelon into 12 parts. Okay. One part of watermelon is 1 AMU or 1 U. If I take one part of this watermelon as 1 U, suppose I want to measure certain amount of, suppose I want to measure nitrogen. Okay. Now, if I take 14 such parts of watermelon, that will be equal to atomic mass of nitrogen. Similarly, 20 such parts of watermelon will give you atomic mass of calcium. Okay, this is how, in case of carbon, 1/12th part means if I divide carbon atom into 12 parts. The weight of one part of carbon atom is 1 AMU, and it is the standard of measuring atomic masses of other elements. Okay, children, for your reference, you are supposed to remember the atomic masses of certain elements. That is also given in your book. Please go through it. Hydrogen 1, carbon 12, nitrogen 14 as discussed earlier, oxygen 16, and this is in U. Okay. Sodium 23, magnesium 24, sulfur 32, chlorine 35.5, and calcium 40. Children, by mistake previously I had written 20, it's 40. Okay, make it 40. So calcium is 40. These are the atomic masses of certain elements. You have to remember it because we'll be using them in the next topic when we are supposed to find the molecular weight and we are supposed to discuss the mole concept and all those things. Okay, first children remember this, later on we'll go for that topic. Okay, bye.